Good morning, everyone, and this is Bealtaine, the 1st of May. Now, Bealtaine is a very special festival. Well, they all are really special festivals, but Bealtaine really, all the time that's spent inside planning, repairing, getting ready is now over, and the 1st of May means everything is outside, full-blown energy, action, work on the land. Tine in Irish means fire. So Bealtaine means the fire of Beal, who was an old Celtic fertility god. All the fires in the houses around would be put out. There would be no fire around except for one bonfire that was lit, and then more bonfires would take from that. And this seems a recurring theme in Celtic mythology. And then these bonfires would be lit, 2 of them, and the cattle would be driven too for protection, and all the bits of fire would be brought back to the house again to light. There's a great tradition of bringing in a piece of greenery as well, just to celebrate and protect the house, because you're bringing in Bealtaine, you're bringing in the summer. And myself and my dad always had a huge competition to see who was up earliest in the morning so they could bring in the summer. And no matter what time I got up, Dad was always up before me and had the summer laying there on the table, the branch laying there on the table. It was only years later that I realised he actually brought it in before he went to bed. And on the eve of Bealtaine, it was a very busy night as well, because people were out minding their cattle, minding their land, because it was said it was a great time to put a pishogue on somebody, to put a curse on somebody. Now, you're not just cursing them. What you're doing is you're taking their luck for the year and you're getting that luck yourself. So there was a lot of folklore about that. I think this is kind of a Christian construct to galvanize people, because, you know, all these religions, they need an enemy. So there was this idea that witches were out and they could steal your milk and steal your luck. And then what happened after a while is some people believed that hype and they were out there trying to steal people's luck. But again, it's May morning, the 1st of May, and it's quite winterish out there. The wind is howling, it's dark, it's raining, and there's a story for that as well. There is a piece of weather called the Scaravian. Now, Garav in Irish means rough. Garavian means a little roughness. Now, most of the country referred to the Scaravian as Scaravian Laguk, which means the coming of the cuckoo. But here in Iveragh, we call it Scaravian Namo, which there's a beautiful story about An Bóriach, the cow of the kingdom. Now, listening to my dad, it's one of those beautiful times where folklore and mythology become real, because he spoke about the Bóriach as if it was real, that every so often a cow would be born with black skin and red hair, and if you had one of those in the herd, you had great milk and great luck. And he told me the story of the Bóriach, that as winter was coming in back in November, the Bóriach asked him for a few days' grace, that it wouldn't get so bad so quickly. And winter obliged, but the Bóriach had to pay back those days by the 1st of May. So you would always get a rough patch, or a winterish patch of weather before the 1st of May. And I think she was just late paying today, because we've had beautiful weather before, and I'm sure we will have beautiful weather again coming up. But Bealtaine is a time of energy, especially living without electricity really informs me, because you can see the evenings are long, the mornings are long. There's no time now for those dark evenings of reading and contemplating. It's out getting the garden going. So I hope you have a wonderful summer. Agus beg me kaint latarish.